Hello, this is Father Bill Watson, and this is a question for our YouTube channel, Ask Father Bill. We've been looking at the issue of discernment from various angles. Today, I would like to reflect on anger and discernment. Anger is a very intense emotion. Many people have trouble dealing with it because it can be so volcanic and disruptive in relationships. Others may have learned that it's not appropriate to be angry, and so they repress feelings of anger that they have. It's important to look at the word repress to understand the dynamic at play in our lives. To repress something is to keep it under control or to hold back feelings, emotions, and thoughts. It often implies an unconscious or involuntary action. Repression can refer to the act of suppressing memories or emotions, often as defense mechanisms to protect oneself from painful or traumatic experiences. In a psychological context, repression can also refer to the unconscious blocking of unwanted thoughts or impulses from reaching one's consciousness. There was a point in my life that I had to confront my own repressed anger. I had said in a previous Ask Father Bill, when somebody asked me if I'd ever done therapy, I said that I had at 3 different points in my life in order to keep my sacred story moving forward in a positive direction. When I was in my 20s, I had a session with a Boston psychiatrist, a man of faith who was an observant Jew. I had an immense trust and respect for him. His name was Mark. One day he said to me when I was contemplating making a major decision in my life, he said, "I don't think that would be very wise." I asked him why, and he said, "Because you're very angry." Well, this created a profound dilemma because I certainly didn't feel angry. And yet I trusted and respected his judgment, so I was stuck in a conundrum. On the one hand, not feeling angry, but on the other hand, trusting that he knew what he was talking about. I think I sat in silence for 5, maybe 10 minutes or longer, trying to see if I could feel any anger, and I couldn't. But he had cautioned me not to make a decision because he didn't think it would be a good one, based on the fact that I was, to his judgment, very angry. And I later discovered that he was correct. It's interesting to note that I did consider myself a rather cynical person at the time, and I think other people would have said the same thing about me. And I have since come to associate cynicism with anger. Cynicism was the way my anger expressed itself. I have discussed in another previous Ask Father Bill session about the difference between the conscious mind and the non-conscious mind, and that the non-conscious mind holds about 95% of the data of consciousness, but it's non-conscious or unconscious. Neuroscientists say that most of the programs in the non-conscious mind are set by the time we're 6 years old. So I needed to discern reasons for my cynicism by observing experiences in my conscious mind and asking myself, why are you so cynical about this thing, Bill? And in a graced process over some years, I was able to feel the anger at the root of the cynicism. And both the anger and the cynicism were blocking much of life's energy, making it difficult to discern with a calm and peaceful heart. So, in the discerning life, whether you feel cynical or angry, ask yourself why you are feeling cynical or angry. Ask Jesus, the divine physician, for help. And he who desires your healing from all sin and trauma will lead you to freedom, understanding, and healing, but it will take time, so be patient. However, sometimes graced insights come in a flash. A friend of mine in her 80s was late one day in picking me up for a dinner event. When she arrived, she was in the grips of anger. She explained that her daughter was yet again late in picking her up and made her late to get me. I said, "Mary, I'm not your spiritual director, but if I was, I would ask you why that makes you so angry." In a flash, she said, "Oh my God, My father was an alcoholic, and he always promised to come to the school plays, the birthday parties, and almost every other event in a kid's life, and he never did because he was drinking. So events 80 years in her past were still controlling her present. I know personally and from my spiritual work with others that discerning the roots and causes of cynicism and anger is essential for healing and making good choices in life, making good discernments. So never just be angry or cynical, turn to God and ask for help to know why you are feeling these emotions. Ask God for the grace of discernment, and you will be given that grace. And remember, don't make major decisions in life while in the grips of great anger or cynicism. They are signs of spiritual desolation. And Ignatius cautions never to make decisions, large or small, in a state of desolation. Wait for a time of calm and peace to make decisions. And I hope that helps.